Today my body's been wanting to release something, and I was in a public setting, so I couldn't do so. But I still want to talk from that space where I am right now, where it's mid-release, because we need to understand that trauma doesn't just disappear. It relocates into the tissue, the nervous system, the fascia, the energy centers, and the organs. Let me break it down for you. Let's talk about trauma in the organs, and let's start with the gut. Trauma stores itself in the gut from things like fear and shock and not feeling safe. Then these things end up turning into IBS, stomach illnesses, nausea, anxiety, and then your stomach is off balance, your digestion is off balance. Now let's talk about the liver and the gallbladder. This is where anger, resentment, and suppressed rage sits within that particular organ. Now this is the detox organ. This is what detoxes the body and flushes the body of what? Toxins. And something like that can be so toxic to the liver that it prevents it from working properly. This is why when you detox the body, you start to get those suppressed emotions that start surfacing throughout the body, and you'll have random cries or random moments of rage that pour out because the body needs to let go of that rage that it's holding on to. And if you're holding onto that anger and rage, then your liver's not going to be actually working properly. So some people need an actual emotional detox as well as a physical detox. Now let's talk about the heart and the lungs. When emotion sits in these spaces, this is coming from abandonment, heartbreak, grief, and it will show up as a symptom like tightness in the chest. You'll feel like there's shards of glass, and it's just energy, the energy from the trauma that's sitting within those lungs and the heart space. So sometimes you can feel the shards of glass under the armpits, through the arms, across the chest and the lungs. Your organs, don't forget what your mind is trying to survive. Let's talk about trauma in the fascia and the muscles. So the muscles will constrict and harden because it's trying to protect you. It's building armor so nothing else comes through. So then you'll do things like holding your breath. You're not even realizing that you're holding your breath, but you're bracing yourself for anything else that's going to come towards you, even if nothing's currently happening at that moment. The fascia is a piece of the puzzle that most people forget about. It's like one continuous bodysuit. It wraps around every single organ, every single muscle, every piece of tissue, every bone. It wraps around everything, from the skull to the jaw to the neck to the shoulders to the back, all the way around the body. And it transmits and communicates with everything within the body. It transmits information faster than muscles, and it tightens in response to threats. Even if it's something that's just memory based, it's going to respond to that. So the fascia supports and holds structure. It communicates faster than your muscles, and it tightens in response to a threat. Fascia is designed to respond to threats faster than your own consciousness. So even before you can actually process what has happened, understand what has happened, and then form the language to describe what's happened, the fascia has already started to brace itself. It's already started to tighten so it can protect you. And when the fascia does this, it shows in the body as the jaw tightening, the hips getting stiff, the chest collapsing, and the shoulders lifting. The fascia is memory based, so it doesn't respond to affirmations or positive thinking. It needs to know that it is safe. Once it feels safe and it detects a safe environment, that's the moment that it starts to release. And this is when things like a message can cause tears. A conversation will cause emotion to start surfacing out of the body because it feels safe at that moment in order to release. This is when stillness will bring nausea or shaking. Yoga starts to open old memories because it's old boxes of memories and traumas that are sitting within the fascia that haven't been opened before. But now it's like, oh, it's safe. The coast is clear. I can actually open up and release. Let's talk about the connection of the fascia and the nervous system, because they work together. They're best friends. So when the fascia tightens, the nervous system reads that as an alert and danger. When the fascia releases, the nervous system downshifts. It goes into a relaxed state. The parasympathetic nervous system is activated. And then emotions will rise after, not during, after. And this is why things will happen previously and you won't feel it until later, because you don't feel safe enough to release it at that moment. The body's in shock. It's literally tightened itself up. It's put armor all around. You've put a fortress to protect yourself. And you can't actually feel anything through that fortress. So once brick by brick starts to fall down, that's when a flood of emotions starts to release and the memories start to surface. When you have trauma that's held itself in the fascia for so long, it restricts blood flow. It restricts all the fluids flowing into the lymph and the toxins flushing out of the lymph. It also restricts oxygen. So if it does these things, then that's going to cause inflammation in the body. And then this causes things like autoimmune diseases, chronic pain, stiffness, and deep inflammation. So it's like your body didn't betray you. It forgot for a moment to protect you. It made you forget for a moment to protect you. Let's talk about trauma stored in the chakras, because the chakras affect all the different organs in the body, but they're the energy centers. And if that energetic body is imbalanced, then you'll find imbalances in your life. So like the root chakra, that deals with money, survival, and safety. So if there's an imbalance going on there, then you'll have issues in that part of your life. Then the sacral chakra deals with pleasure, boundaries, relationships, creativity, and then you'll find issues there if there's an imbalance or trauma sitting and being held within that particular energy center. So now we've got the solar plexus. That deals with, it's your powerhouse. So it deals with digestion, power, confidence. And when you have imbalances in that particular space, then you will have problems in those areas of life. Then we have the heart chakra. That deals with grief, love, abundant love, unconditional love, betrayal. And if you have issues in those parts of life, you're going to have an imbalance there. The throat chakra, this deals with communication. So if you've got an issue there, you'll be silent, suppressed, not speaking up for yourself. And then you'll have an imbalance in that particular chakra. And the third eye and the crown, we'll combine these together, because the third eye itself gets to do with your visions and your long-term things that you're creating and visions that you can see for yourself. But then the crown deals with universal knowledge and information, ideas that come into the mind. And if there's an issue in those areas, then there'll be disassociation that will happen in your life. So when the body's releasing, it will release it in various different ways. Yawning, crying, chills, constantly hot and warm, shaking, the body's jerking, pains around the body itself. Like I said, when it's in the heart space or across the lungs, it can feel like shards of glass sitting in the body. Sometimes you can feel one of the organs twitching and you don't know what's actually occurring and happening at that moment. Like heavy fatigue, you could just constantly tired, or you're doing these deep sighs and wondering where it's coming from. These are some of the ways that the body has learnt to release the energy from the body. Nothing is going wrong. Something's just finally moving. It's finally being released because it was trapped internally inside of you, and now it's time for it to leave. So your body didn't betray you. It adapted so well that you forgot. It remembered, and then it decided to surface once it was safe enough to release it and bring the memory back to the surface. So this is the point now. If energy can't move, it becomes pain. So today I started to think about this in a deeper level. This is why I've done this video today, because I haven't quite released all of what I've been feeling. And as I'm talking to you now, I can still feel it. I can still feel the cranial nerves trying to tense up. I can still feel right here on the nose bridge twitching. And this is the vagal nerve, the vagus nerve that's actually doing the twitching at that moment. And then tears will start flooding out of the system. But I understand what's happening. So when I'm feeling this happening to me, when I'm feeling the nausea come, when I'm feeling all of those little pains and triggers across the heart space and on the armpits, I understand what's happening. And this is why I've did this video, in order to give you more of a view and an understanding to how the body works when it comes to trauma and how the body stores trauma. Healing isn't about breaking tension. It's about letting the body understand and know that it no longer needs it. It's safe. It's okay. I've got you now. So if your body's releasing today, let it. You're not broken. You're not weird. You're just healing. It's part of the process. Allow your body to do what it does and take care of yourself. Remember, healing begins with safety. Not forcing, not pushing. It begins with safety. Thank you for watching. Thank you for choosing you.